Hey, we're here with Allen Pezo. We've been talking about some of his history in the monster truck. So, taking off where we left last episode, I remember a truck called Hyperactive, and you had some other named trucks that you brought out, and this was before the cat body. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, back in them days, U.S. Hot Rod was experimenting with different classes or kind of doing things like a truck fest. You know, they had basically a group of new coming trucks versus people that have been in existence already. And at that time, you know, we had 2 Predator trucks campaigning, you know, almost every week. So they asked us, could we come up with a different name so that we could run the truck fest deal with 1 truck in each class. So then I came up with a Hyperactive name, and we put it on to run that truck fest deal. And we never campaigned that name a whole lot. We probably ran it for a year or 2 at most. And then, you know, as time went by, we got so busy with the Predator trucks that it kind of fell to the wayside.
Mm-hmm. So now how did the cat body, because I think you were pretty much one of the first. I know Snakebite was right in there with the kind of the concept deal.
There was
you
actually,
were right there.
There was actually 3 of the concept bodies that really come out at the same time. You had Snakebite, you had mine, and you had Samson. Okay. Those were the 3 first concept bodies that ever came in existence. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do something different at that time. You know, we were very fortunate to be very busy, but I wanted to set myself apart from everybody else. Because at that time, you know, everybody had a Ford, a Dodge, a Chevrolet, or whatever, and all the trucks kind of looked similar and this and that. And I really enjoyed what I was doing, working, and I wanted to put myself different in thinking down the road, what can I do to leave a memory in fans' minds? Man, look at that truck. Remember that truck. And I kind of took the name of what it does, Predator. All right, what is a Predator? It's something that preys on stuff. Mm-hmm. So I said, man, if I made a look like a panther or something, that would be so cool. You know, the truck preys on cars. And I kind of put the 2 and 2 together, and we came up with the concept body that we have today.
Mm-hmm. And then you've actually been able to spin that off into Prowler and Pouncer.
Right.
And it's been, I think, a pretty lucrative deal for you.
I'll tell you, the industry has been very, very good to me. Mm-hmm. And I have no regrets of anything I've ever done. And looking back, the concept body that we did is probably defined our industry today. You look at trucks today, and how many trucks out there are a concept body? Mm-hmm. This was the start of that, and it's kind of cool that it kind of almost pays homage in a way that I created something that is still there today, and it's actually very huge. Because you look at the percentage of trucks out today that are concept bodies, it is actually amazing.
Oh yeah, and I'm amazed too at how many toy deals you've had through the years. Because I know every time I turn around, I'm looking, you know, at stuff, and I'll find another Predator or a Prowler toy, and it's like, man, it's amazing.
Absolutely. We've had deals with Mattel, we've had deals with Hot Wheels, and had stuff in the Wendy's restaurants. It's just amazing, you know, that from, you know, a young kid to where it's at today, I never would imagine that it got to the point that it is now. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely amazing. It's been a great ride.
Oh, it's neat. I mean, now, you know, you've ran what, up to 4 trucks or more than that. You've had a couple ride trucks and then 4 race trucks for a while.
We ran as much as 6 trucks at a time.
Okay.
And that's just, you know, it made an old man of me really fast, and I decided, you know, here about 3 or 4 years ago to try and start slowing down, because it was driving me nuts trying to keep track of all this. You know, you got 3 rigs going up and down the highway. You got employees trying to figure out, you know, what direction they need to go. And when everybody comes home with stuff tore up, all right, who has the worst that needs the attention first? You know, get them back up and going, get them out the door. And
yeah,
it's just, you know, got to the point it's overwhelming.
Well, and I've been very honored to get to drive for him once in a while. He's, you know, in the past 4, 5, 6 years, however many years it's been, we've been friends forever.
Forever, absolutely.
We met way back in the day, and early 90s, I think we did some shows together. I was running
Well,
War Wagon.
we did the truck fest together.
Yeah,
and, you know, and you got to run in the first class, with my hyperactive body and all that. And you done very well there.
Yeah, and then, we've had a lot of fun through the years, but I've got to drive a couple different name trucks of his, and that's been kind of fun. And I always enjoy playing with the kids, because the kids love that whole, cat front end with the teeth, and some of them teeth are a little bit chipped, and
Yes.
I always make up a story when the kids are asking about it, and
absolutely.
they look at you like, what? It's kind of cool back in, and it was about 2010, I think it was, or sometime right around there, when I caught wind that you were putting the original Predator back together, and I was putting together the Shotgun Harry, and so we kind of teamed up. That's been kind of a fun adventure. We've been playing with the old school stuff for quite a while.
Well, absolutely, and that was one of the reasons, when I started putting mine back together, I dug all this stuff back out of the weeds, and started putting this back together. I wanted to do it as an educational tool, because fans today don't realize where we came from to start with. And I wanted to put this truck together so I could take it to shows and do pit parties and put side by side and show them the evolution of where we began to where we're at today. And it's kind of ironic in a way that, when I went to the Pontiac Silverdome, when they reopened it after they had closed it, I'd finally got my truck done and then unveiled it there. And you had no idea that I was doing that, and I had no idea you were doing that.
Yeah.
And we got together after that, because you'd heard that I was there, so you called me and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah, I hadn't seen you
I
in
hadn't
years.
seen in years. It's crazy, because we get so busy on the road, and sometimes you don't see somebody for 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years.
Yeah, I bet it'd been at least 10.
And got to that point. And
we had a lot of fun that summer, because we put together a couple shows. We called them the Gas Guzzy shows.
Absolutely.
We floated the trucks on the water. We did a lot of old school stuff and kind of revived all this.
Well, it revived me too, because when you're in something for so long, you kind of lose track sometimes of where you were at and why you did things when you did them back then. And it rejuvenated me and got me excited about, hey, can we bring some of this back to fans today? Because sometimes things get stale, and now you can bring an old element back and it's new again. And you think about it, a lot of the fans today have no clue what we did back in the day.
Yeah.
And in the process, with you and I got together, I'll tell you, it's been an amazing ride. And then, as time went by, we said, you know what, we've got to try and preserve this history. So that's when you and I put our heads together and said, if we create a Hall of Fame, let's preserve our history. And I'll tell you, it's been an amazing ride.
Yeah, this year is our 9th year with the Hall of Fame, and our numbers are off the hook. We've had a super good turnout for that event. That event went over awesome. And every year it keeps growing. We're going to be at capacity here. Well, we are at capacity with people. So, people that want to get tickets need to get them ahead of time. You can't wait till the last minute.
Right.
But it's been a cool ride. It's been a lot of fun with these old trucks, messing around with them again. And we've actually got to see a lot of the older guys come back out and rebuild trucks and stuff. And that's
and the amazing part is, and if I can explain it to fans, I guess it's the easiest way I can explain it to them. It's a class reunion that you want to go to.
Yeah.
Because once you come to one of these, the electricity that's in the room is just so amazing. You got people from Bob Chandler on down the list, from people that started. Bob Chandler started this deal and worked all the way up through history of all these people that have been involved in the sport. You can get autographs from people you haven't seen in 30 years, which is absolutely amazing.
And it's amazing, too, that some of the people's names, you might have heard their name before, but you never even knew who they was or never seen them in person or met them. And now you get to put some puzzle pieces together that maybe you didn't know who it was earlier.
Well, absolutely, and that's part of history. You can if you want to do some research, you can take these names and go back and look and see, okay, these are the trucks these guys had. And it's just amazing to see, you know, the evolution in the sport, how it started. And, you know, we got people from the beginning of the industry to current people that are newcomers to the industry at our event. And it's just absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like you say, it's been a cool ride so far. So I'm anxious to see how far it's going to go. You know, it's you always wonder when something will kind of get to its maximum and people will say, okay, it's kind of getting rusty. But I really don't think we're going to see an end to it for many years. I think people are going to really keep endorsing this, and I think it's just going to keep growing.
Well, absolutely, you know, and this is a way of preserving the truth, you know, not to what some other people think is the truth. This is the truth of where the sport began through history, because it's all the people that were there that lived it, breathed it, and created our industry. And it's just amazing to see.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Keep following us, and thanks for watching.